Welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket Live Chat and Watch Party. I am Dawn, your host, aka J&J Video Reacts, and this is a stream that's been created for you traders to have a place to come and decompress after the market, because the market can be stressful. So we need a place where we can just kind of come in here, talk about Coach's strategies. Coach is Chad Christian, who is a 33-year stock market vet, and he basically has taught us how to get control of our minds when we're trading, how to think like traders, and how to trade in every market condition imaginable. So welcome. This week, we've been doing an empowerment series where we've been talking about learned helplessness. Shout out to Palm Coast, who is one of the mentors and moderators in our group, who went over an amazing masterclass on learned helplessness the other day. And we've just kind of been touching on that all week. And it's been helping some people, and I'm happy about that. Let's take it to another level tonight. Let's go over your powerless things you can control, right? And make out a nice list of stuff that you can focus on, and just pick one of them that is going to be your main thing that you're focusing on. And I want to know who followed yesterday's rules, who came up with a small win today, right? I came up with a small win on IWM. I made $10. I got a contract for 2 cents, and I sold it for 3 cents. So I invested the lowest amount possible when it went on that run at the end of the day, and I made $10. So hopefully you guys did the same. So be prepared. I want to see some small wins down there today. And I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the live chat here for my co-pilot James and anyone else who wants to come up here and share their small wins, or wants to tell a story, wants to talk about their trades, wants to just be involved. Okay, that is what we're trying to get from you, is engagement, involvement. We don't want anybody trading in silence. We don't want anybody that is sitting on a wealth of information to stay dormant or silent. We want you coming up here. We want you to get involved and be a leader in the community. People come for Coach, but they end up staying for the community. We go live 3 times a day. The first time is with Coach from 9 to 11. He does a live Zoom call, which is one of the best things about joining our membership, right? He's on a live Zoom call where you can interact with him one-on-one, as well as with the other moderators in a learning environment, right? There's nobody else out there doing that, gang. Nobody else out there is doing that. So that's one of the reasons to join American Dream Trading, right? You get live interaction with Coach. You can ask him questions live. We also go live from 2 to 4 p.m. with our Futures membership with Mark McSee, and he is our futures trainer. He is one of the best traders there is, and you can get all your learning on in futures. Yesterday, we had our crypto class with Bucko and Chris, who are 2 of the best moderators around when it comes to learning crypto. Every Wednesday at 7:15, we have a crypto class for those of you interested who may not know. And then, of course, from 4 o'clock on, today we ran a little late because, shout out to Richard, one of our amazing training moderators, we had a workshop class at 4 p.m. today on the control candle, which was awesome. So Richard always does a good job on stuff like that. So I was attending that, and that's why we're here at this time. So let me go ahead. I think I heard the doorbell ring. And yep, there's James. All right, let's get him in here. Hey, James.
Miss Dawn,
How you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
$1 million hairs couldn't make it better.
Awesome. Well, that is good. Everybody, please make sure that you guys are smashing that like button, and make sure you're sharing the video and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to get Coach to 20,000 subscribers. Right now, we're sitting at 16,734, only 3266 to go. If you want to sign up with American Dream Trading, we still have our 7-day free trials available. All you got to do is go to americandreamtraining.com and get signed up. There are all kinds of memberships available. I would start with the Diamond because that includes all the other memberships. And right now, you can get it for $4,000. But I believe that ends today, doesn't it, James? Wasn't that just like, or is that today and tomorrow while Coach is in
No,
New York?
that was just today.
Up. So,
Tomorrow may or may not be something else.
okay. Well, the day ain't over until tonight, right? So 12 midnight usually is when Coach will have it. But see, here's the beauty of this. Bruno, our operations manager, is doing this while Coach is away. So normally that's a $5,000 item. You're getting it for $4,000, and that includes all of our memberships. I'm talking premium stocks and options training, crypto training, and futures training. All the ones I named the free trial on. So if you know, like I know, you'll jump on it. So tonight we're going over powerless, James.
Powerless.
Your power list. So let's get jumping into that.
So, so you mean powerless like how I write my motivation every day to be a professional trader,
That could be
to
one
be
of
a
your power lists.
moderator,
Yeah,
to pay off my debt, and to help others.
that sounds good. I
I,
like
I,
that
I
power
have
list.
I have had to recently update it though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you add in there or take away?
I added in the word paid.
What, paid moderator?
Got to keep moving forward.
Oh, there you go. Next step, paid moderator. So yeah, all you got to do, gang, is set your sights on the goal and stop and work steadfast until you get there, right? And we've been talking all week about learned helplessness and being empowered and not listening to the weakness in your mind and buying into it, right? So with that being said, let me go ahead and pull it up. James, did you have a good day today? Were you green, brother?
I did. God, I want to say it was actually a little over 4% total account.
Oh, excellent. That's awesome.
Yeah, I got a little bit in the pre-market, just a touch.
Sweet.
And was watching the Apple chat like I've been trying to focus on.
Mm-hmm.
That thing was just chop this morning. Just chop.
Yeah.
And,
IWM was chop all day too. I didn't go into that real. I just did a small position size, just a small win on it.
and well, I took a quick look over at SPY.
Mm-hmm.
And in and out a few contracts.
Yep.
Going up 4%. I'm
Nice.
good.
That's all it takes. James got his small win. I got my small win. Who else down there? I hope I see some small wins in the chat. You see any small wins down there?
Not yet.
All right. Welcome to those of you that are in here. I see we got Jeffrey in here. Welcome, Jeffrey. How art thou? Richard, hey. Richard, that was an awesome control candle workshop class tonight. Man, I loved it.
Thank you, Paul.
I haven't decided yet is in the house. Good afternoon. Diesel Dan. What is going on, brother? How art thou? Rob Ruckman says, Dawn, I left a small testimonial today and in the Traders Lounge. I really didn't know where else to put it. I had a breakthrough. Hold on, let me make it a little bit larger. I had a breakthrough day and just wanted to come on here and personally say thank you. Oh, you're amazing. Why don't you come up on the panel? I just put the link down there. If you don't feel comfortable putting your camera on, you don't have to, but come up on the panel. Talk to us about it. We would love to have you up here. That would be awesome. And I'll go look for that in the Traders Lounge. I haven't decided yet. Said doing great. Thanks, James. How are you? Oh, how about you? All right. Shout out to Palm Coast is in the house. F2 is in the house. Welcome, gang. Palm Coast said ADT welcomes. James L. to the moderators, faculty. Always helpful and helping others. Yes, he is. Richard M. recognizing CHOP is a big step in protecting your investments. Yeah, for sure. Leonard Jones was up here on the panel with us the other night. What's up, Leonard? Hopefully all is well. Hopefully you were green today. Chad H, I got my small win, 3.5%. Good job, Chad. Way to go. F2 saying hello to everybody. Palm Coast saying hey to Richard. Tracy G in the green with $110 today. Way to go in M2K. Small win. She's got the futures going on. Let's get a bell going for everybody. All right. From James on through. Way to go, gang. Little win today. Only paper trading, but hey, a win is a win is a win. Still is a win, made $10. That I did the same thing. That was what it was about today, right? Getting the small wins. Thank you guys for putting them in there. I see that you guys are rolling with this. Small wins, they add up to the big gains and the big results. Small things done consistently over long periods of time add up to big results at the end of the day, right? So that's all we have to focus on. F2.
Well, and I've got to add something to that. And,
yes, sir.
I don't want to inflate the boomer's ego any, but I do kind of like Mark's perspective on the paper trading thing.
Mm-hmm.
He has been kind of harping on it a little bit, but he makes a very, very valid point. It doesn't matter if it's paper trading or not. Quit thinking about it or focusing on it. Just don't belittle it being paper trading. It's not just paper trading. You are trading. You are, maximizing your risk management by trading in paper, but it's not just paper trading. It's training for a real event.
There you go.
Track runners don't go out and just walk around the track. They go out and train. So
football players don't just get thrown in games, they practice first, right? Those are scrimmages, right? Boxers, when they shadow box or when they spar, right? They're not actually getting or gaining anything from sparring with that sparring partner, but yeah, they are, because they're gaining agility, they're gaining quickness, they're practicing everything that they would do in a normal fight. So James is absolutely right. Don't discount paper trading. Paper trading, if nothing else, is good for the mental muscle building, right? It's good for the focus on what you're looking at and what you're reacting to in the market. If you don't get anything from it, take that from it, right? Because whether you're making money or not, it's still showing you what's happening in real time on that screen, and you're still expected to react to it in real time, just like you would if it was a real trade. So it's practice.
Yep.
Makes perfect.
Yeah, it is great. You made $10 today. That is awesome. Base hit, small wins, maximum risk management. I love it.
Yep. You can't lose if you're paper trading, right? So let's get into it, gang. Your power list. What you do control, right? What you do control, because we focus so much on what we can't, right? All right, so power list number 1, your preparation. Study charts before market open. This is something that Palm always stresses to us about the 5 and the 30 day, right? Hold on one second. Actually, hold on. Okay. All right, so the aftermarket, you're powerless, right? Yesterday we broke free. Today we focus on what you control, right? So we've got two lists. Winners focus on list one, the things you can control, not the things that you don't control, right? What you don't control, which I'm sure we know, but let's go over it real quick. Whether the trade wins or loses. Sometimes, and you might disagree with that one, but sometimes things happen that are out of control that cause you to actually lose in a trade or actually win. Like I remember watching SPY this afternoon and IWM, because they tend to run together a lot. So I was watching IWM. All of a sudden, just started shooting up profusely, right? And had a few pullbacks here and there, but it gained a certain percentage in a short amount of time, right? And I remember hearing Palm talk through that. So all of a sudden, where I was sitting there stagnant and my contract wasn't gaining any momentum, I wasn't getting anything on my premium. Now all of a sudden, I'm up $10. I had no control over the market all of a sudden deciding to shoot to the upside, right? Nor would I have control if all of a sudden Mr. T comes on and says something that causes the market to drop instantly, right? So other than putting a stop loss in that may or may not break with that kind of volatility, you can't control always when you win or lose. Most of the time you can control your exit, your entries and your exits, which affect that, but you can't control when you're going to have losses, right? You're going to have wins, right? So control the part of that though that you can control.
Yeah, news events.
Yep. News events, things happening like right here. When the market what the market does. You can't control what the market does. You have no nickel in that coin. You cannot control what the market does. All you can do is trade the trade and react to it appropriately, right? Other traders' decisions. You have no, there are other traders that you are trading against. It's not just institutions and bots and things like that. There are other retail traders that are watching these charts just like we are, right? So when they see double tops, why do you think the double tops happen the way that they do? Other traders know, oh, this pulled back before, so chances are it's going to pull back again. I'm going to go ahead and start selling off. And that's what creates that repeat in that chart history, right? It's other traders. So you don't know. Every now and then something will happen where somebody will do something different. Like we're always saying about SPY. SPY doesn't respect anything. SPY will do SPY things. Tesla, same way. Those extremely volatile stocks don't always respect your lines, right? So you got to take it for what it is. You cannot control what the market does or other traders. You cannot control breaking news, and you cannot control platform issues, which we all experienced in unison the other day, right? So you can't control that. So don't waste time and don't waste energy worrying about it, right? Those are the things that's like being afraid of dying, not to be morbid, but that's inevitable. It's not something you should sit up nights and, oh my God, when is it going to happen? You have no idea. So stop worrying about it. Live while you're here. Okay. Control what you can control. Okay. I'm going to wait for the proper setup to happen. I'm not just going to jump in willy nilly, and certainly not within the first couple of minutes of the market if I'm not experienced. You can control not getting chopped up in that morning chop, but not getting in it, right? You can control once you're in a trade and you have some green, taking that green and not getting out and letting the train turn red, right? So control what you can control and stop wasting energy on stuff that you can't control. So you're powerless. What do you control? Powerless, number one, your preparation. Palm's always talking about luck. What is luck? Somebody tell me what Palm definition of luck is.
You want to wait on the chat?
Yeah, I want to see who's down there and who's going to answer that.
I know this one pretty well. That resonated with me very deeply.
I know it pretty well too, but they know we know it. I want to see who knows it down there. Somebody tell me. But after they do, after we get it, I want to hear why it resonates with you so well. Somebody give me an answer to that. And it can't be Palm. What does Palm call luck? Right? And a huge clue, it's in the title of this slide. I know you know it. I know somebody down there knows it. What's up, Mustang? Nobody down there knows it? And I know it's a delay. Darn Cricket, what's up?
Izzy, Christina?
Okay, Izzy, luck is preparation meeting opportunity. Yes, it is. Christina, good job. Richard M. Yes, thank you guys. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity. So, James, what is your experience with this?
The majority of my life, I have always been that lucky bastard. uh, even had even had terminology like my stepbrother who could walk through a pile of shit and come out smelling like a rose. He's
Wow.
just lucky. So it's also had my mother said, "Boy, if you didn't have bad luck, you wouldn't have any luck at all." So I mean, all that is in reference to luck. Uh, has influenced a lot of my life. But then when Palm come out and said that on the aftermarket that day,
Mm-hmm.
that just really, yeah, okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah, it resonates, right?
Yeah,
You create your own luck, right? So if you have the knowledge and you've absorbed the knowledge and you're applying the knowledge, and you all of a sudden are able to now spot opportunities because you have gained enough knowledge to and screen time that you know what opportunities look like. It's time to hammer that beast. You're prepared, you see the opportunity, you spot it, attack, and you create that luck, right? Because now you're winning purposefully, right? You're not
right,
just winning haphazardly and, oh, let's just throw a dart and see if it hits the bullseye. No, you are targeting specific times to enter trades and having the discipline to get out when you have made a profit. That is not luck, that's skill. But if you do it consistently, people who don't know, who aren't us, who don't know how we think, you're lucky, man. You're lucky as hell. How the hell do you keep entering? How do you keep winning? Because I know when to enter and when to exit. It's not, it's preparation meeting opportunity. Love it. It's that's another t-shirt, Palm. Get in, get green, get out. Luck is when
right.
preparation. We got a collection, the Palm collection. We need to start making these t-shirts. All right, so study the charts. Let's talk about being prepared when that opportunity comes. Study the charts before the market. We are always being told to chart. Palm says take a look at your 5-day and your 30-day, right? It gives you a wider, broader picture of what your resistance and support levels are at levels that you may not see on a smaller time frame, right? Therefore, when you're getting in and you think you've done the world's best charting, but then you pan out and realize, holy shit, I didn't see there's a resistance level just $2 up from here or 50 cents up from here on a bigger time frame. So go farther out. Richard goes out a year and a day. That's pretty far out, and it also assures that you're getting enough history that you are not just going off of only previous day and pre-market. There's some stuff there that is crucial in those time frames. But if you pan out a little bit more to a higher time frame, you're going to find even more information that you can use in that moment, in that day, right?
Right.
So make sure that you're charting. James, you want to go over the next one?
Sure.
Okay. You see what I'm talking about?
Okay. I was waiting on it to change. I thought it
Oh,
was the
no, no,
same
no.
color as the last
I
one. So
just was talking about this first arrow. I'm on the second arrow now.
okay. Reviewing your strategy. So you basically, you need to pick a plan. You need to stick to that plan. Follow that plan. Uh, be it 2 minute EWO, scalping. If you're a newer trader, you shouldn't be scalping. You should focus on the 2 minute EWO. But if you're scalping, then that's what you need to be focused on. If you set your stop, that's part of your plan. Don't play with it. Don't move it around. Especially don't move it down. Increase the losses that you might take.
Absolutely.
Uh,
That's covered it.
Yeah,
that's pretty much covered it. Review your strategy. Have a plan. Trade your plan. Plan your trade. Trade your plan.
Have the discipline to stick to it.
Yes, that's huge. Because you can write those plans up all day long and talk about them, right? But if you don't execute them, that's what Levi was talking about this morning. We know, but if we don't do, what's the point? We're just talking, right? So
Right.
coming back and continuing to improve yourself so that you can be more of a doer than a sayer. That's what it's all about. Next one, know your levels, right? This goes back to what we just said a few minutes ago about charting and knowing what to expect when chart patterns happen, right? Because it's not just knowing your levels, it's knowing chart patterns, it's knowing what a doji is and what it means in that particular pattern, what a 3-candle reversal might mean for you. If you don't know what those things are, and do you need to know every single chart pattern? No, but you do need to have some semblance of what these chart patterns look like, what they mean, and what the main basic ones are, like double tops and double bottoms, what a doji is, what it represents. There are basic things that you should know as a trader that'll help you in a trade, right? So get your knowledge up.
And that's where that book, know these 14 candlestick patterns before you start trading. That's a good resource. I would also say screen time.
Yep.
Go back when the market's not live. Look at the larger picture and look for those patterns. And the more you see it, the more you'll find them without even looking for them.
Yep. You'll recognize them a lot easier and quicker, but you need the screen time to do that.
And knowing your levels, there's little quirks for everybody. Everybody does it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I use different colors for different time frames and different sizes for level of importance. Higher weights, like previous day high, previous day low, and the mean.
Mm-hmm.
David, he uses different size lines. They're all the same color, but they're all different sizes. So it really doesn't matter what you do as long as you remember what you designate each thing for, because everybody's going to do it different.
Yeah. Just like I have different colored candles on my chart, right?
Right.
And slightly thicker lines, or all, like I'll go out on a different time frame and I know any red line on my chart is a 30-day line. I know any blue line on my chart is a 5-day line that I put there from the 5-day. And anything that is blue, not blue, yellow. Anything that's yellow is previous day or pre-market high, and then white is what is going on today right now. And yeah, it ends up looking like a Navajo blanket, but that's
I don't know. I've seen some of your screens. That Navajo blanket doesn't cut it. That's more like a Persian rug.
Yeah, and some of them are all white. Well, some of them are all white. That was before I started adopting the color thing. I got, you know what I mean? And all my lines are the same size because I can't see those thin lines because of the visual impairment that I have. So I don't do the size line thing. I'm mostly color. I do though, like Richard's dotted line, and I recently started charting out mean lines and making them dotted. Right. So I like that as well.
I've been doing that for a while, but I've really taken to watching the regression channel on the
Mm-hmm.
indicators.
Mm-hmm.
So that that combined with being in the pre-market with Doug and the way he goes over structures,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't see the structures quite yet as clearly or as quickly as he does, but I can see them, and
Mm-hmm.
seeing them on the trading view chart
Mm-hmm.
with the regression channel, it just, here you go. Right here,
Right.
not there.
And you know something too, there may be you may never see structures like Doug, right?
Very
Let's
true.
just call it what Doug is into the structures. That's his thing. But we are all going to find that we have our thing that we love and we specialize in. We may do it Doug's way for a minute, but if it doesn't really resonate, we're not going to stick to it. We're going to stick with the stuff that really, okay, I can do that pretty easy. I understand it when I'm looking at it and I can chart it out really. And that's the stuff we're going to flock to, right?
Well, and that's for me. That's the beauty of ADT. There's so many brilliant people, not just the moderators, members.
To be individuals,
Yeah,
right? It's important
but they,
because
there's so many minds in the group, and so many different ways, and people that have specialized in doing things a certain way that okay, you come in like you just said, you watch Doug for a while, you try it, it doesn't work for you, you can't see it, but go check out what Mark does.
yep.
You may take to playing off the nine like a duck to water.
Mm-hmm.
uh Miss Dawn, you have gotten quite fond of Palms 21 and the palm leaf.
The 21st Psalm is one of my favorite verses too.
Right, right. I'm quite fond and have taken several plays off the regression channel
Mm-hmm.
here lately. So, and then eventually it will all start to come together. All the dominoes will fall into place. This little bit from Doug and this little bit from uh, Palm, and watching Bruno when he goes through a trade, and watching the levels in the L2 in the pre-market. It
Richard's
will,
control candle.
yeah, Richard's
I'm starting to
control
like
candle.
that.
It will fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
It will take some longer than it does others, but don't give up.
That's the whole point of all of this. There's too much strategy in this and too many people to help you for you to even think about giving up, right? Last thing on this list is, get in the habit of setting alerts. You can set alerts for everything. You can set alerts when a stock reaches a certain level. You can set alerts for news things that should go off. Oh, shift change is happening right now. So, set alerts. Use all the tools that are at your disposal to help your trading journey be as smooth as it possibly can, right? Uh,
And
Power
Richard,
list number 2.
Richard does make a very good point. At the same time, be careful not to overcomplicate it. Adding too many indicators or other just
Yep.
call outs can throw you off, and only cause analysis paralysis.
Yes, sir.
So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's a very good point and great advice. When you try something, if you like the sounds of it, focus on that one.
That's it.
Don't
I
don't
love it.
try to force everything together from the get go. Find your niche, perfect it, and then the others will just naturally happen. Like Coach has always said, learn the process, the profits will happen.
That's it.
So, and as far as alerts, I can't, I can't.
You can't what?
With the alerts,
Uh-huh.
I'm sure it could be somewhat beneficial, but I got into that alert trap with Weeble at the very beginning, and I still have stuff that goes off that I have no idea where or what it is or how to get rid of it. It just,
Yeah. I personally don't use them because I have a hard time visually setting them in the right spots and all of that. So, I there's some things that's just too much of a pain in the neck with the vision issues for me to do. So I stick to what I can do. That's like what we're saying. Focus on what you can control, right? So I don't blame you.
yeah. Now the audio thing,
Some
like
people love them though. Some people live by them.
I miss hearing attention, attention. Hi, Ange.
I was about to say, and use that. Mark uses it. I remember. Oh my God! Remember back in the day? Hey, hey,
Hey.
hey. Mark had the Siri girl. Hey. Uh, Powerless number 2. Your risk management, position sizing. Right. So Coach talks about this a humongo. Right. Because small position sizes allow you to let trades work themselves out, right? Let patterns complete. It allows you to be in the trade without focusing on profits, right? Because you're in a small position size. You're not worried about what you're making. You're just worried about getting the trade right, getting the entry right, getting out with some green. Would you agree with that, James?
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And
Position size is huge.
it's really easy with shares,
Mm-hmm.
and you can make the math really simple. Boy, I mean, if I can make it simple, I'm sure anybody can make it simple. And I feel like slapping myself in the forehead that it took me 3 years to realize that 25 shares of a dollar stock is $25. Every penny that moves, that's a quarter in my pocket.
Yep.
And so on and so forth. It's you get 100 shares, every penny it moves, it's $1. So however good you are at math, if you can break it down into threes, get 3 shares, and make 3 cents a penny, it moves.
Yep.
Why did that take so long to light up for me?
Sometimes that's how it is, man. Things that seem like they should be so obvious and are when you really realize it, like charting, just charting in general.
Yeah.
My first 6 months, I didn't chart shit. Excuse my French, right? I just call it. I don't know what you want to call it, but I can't do that, man. But it wasn't as bad as I thought. And when I got to know chart structure, oh, okay, I'm looking for where they're consolidating and stopping points, top and bottom. Okay, well, damn. When I saw how it worked in a trade, though, when I actually applied the knowledge and saw why people were putting, what's the why? You can just throw lines on the chart. If you don't know why you're doing it, gang, then what the hell are you doing it for? If you don't know why you're doing it. If you understand why am I putting it, oh, because I'm telling myself where this thing is possibly gonna go. Okay, I get it. It's a cheat code, right? So one day I woke up, I realized charting is a cheat code. You're trying to make it more. You're trying to increase your probability of winning, and that helps.
And I can, as far as charting, I can see for an extreme newbie, someone who's never even looked at a chart.
Mm-hmm.
I can see where it can be confusing because okay, where do
Yeah, if
you
you've never looked at
where
a
do you put
chart.
the line? Does it
Yeah,
go at the body? Does it go at this body? Does it go at that body? Does it go at the wick? Does it go at this wick? Does it go at that wick?
right.
So when I first started, I'm like, okay, we're going to chart. Well, hell, I had lines on the top and bottom of every body and every wick on every candle.
I didn't even know what a damn wick was.
You talk about being paralyzed in a trade. Is this where it bounces? Is this where it bounces? They end up putting these apart, and is this it? Is this it?
I know what you mean, dude. That's why
So
I'm cracking
so
up.
I could get that. My suggestion for that: watch the videos.
Yeah.
And that may even be something I may talk to Bruno or something like that, and maybe just a quick rundown on basic charting. You know, Coach does it every morning: pre-market high, pre-market low, previous day high,
Previous
previous day
day.
low.
Yep.
But you know, we'll see.
Yeah. And there's tons of videos on it. You know, you have a wealth of information, gang, at your fingertips, those of you that are members. And if you're not a member, what the hell are you waiting for? We got it all over here. Everything that you need to be a successful trader, including us, a support group that will help you with the mental stuff. Sometimes it helps just to have a shoulder to cry on or an ear to bounce things off of, especially if they have way more experience than you do, because they can offer you solutions if you're confused. So don't trade alone. Join the group, right?
Yep. And Jay Fields, he says simplicity is what I need.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what does Coach say every morning? Your most important lines: previous day high, previous day low, then pre-market high, pre-market low, and then of course you got VWAP. So that's about as simple as it can get.
I haven't decided yet. It takes a lot of pressure off when you're using a small position. Absolutely. Right? It has a safe stop in place as well. Absolutely. I haven't decided yet. That you got to change your name. You have got to. I can't keep saying that. I haven't decided. You got to change your name. Come on, give me a one word. I'm only kidding with you. I'm absolutely kidding with you. I hope you're giggling right now. Um, but absolutely. Small position sizes take a lot of pressure off of you because you're no longer trading for money. You're trading just to see what happens in the trade when you enter properly, when you wait for a setup, and when you exit. And if you end up with some green, that's what your goal is, right? Not how much green, just green. You just want to get the thing right, right? And also, Christina said, and it goes off right as, oh, talking about alerts. Open so your green is all right. Mustang Chris. Oh, talking to James. Okay. Chad, I just saw another one. Oh, Chad says alerts in TradingView are way better. So if you ever want to try using alerts, maybe try TradingView. Okay, so position sizing, stop loss placement. That just goes without saying, gang. Obviously, stop losses are something that you need to get well versed in and use for risk management, right? Make
Right.
sure you are covering yourself in the event of a knife drop. How much you risk per trade and when you exit, right? So, you have to determine that. But we know blanket across the board, you should never set your risk management outside of 1 to 3% of your total account, right? Because as long as you keep it within that range, you can determine what you can lose on each trade that will fall within those parameters. So, if you're trading $500, then hey, what's 1 to 3% of $500? Right? So you got to make sure that you're doing the math on that and divide it out about amongst how many trades you're doing. But bottom line is don't lose more than 1 to 3% of your account, right?
Well, and that goes back to part of the plan.
Yep.
You need to include that in your plan. And Mark has a valid point. You should memorize it. In
Yep.
others' defense, some accounts change frequently, so it's harder to
The
memorize.
amount might change from day
Yeah,
to day, right?
yeah. But I'll argue the point that in one click of a button, I've got a calculator right here on my computer. So but even if you ballpark it, that's what I've started doing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I picked my 1 to 3%, and it's a point that Maria made in talking about her compounding. So I based my 1 to 3% on what my account was when I started that. So I know exactly from that dollar amount how much I need to make or how much I could stand to lose per trade to get me to where I want to be at the end of the day. Now, coincidentally, the actual percentage gets harder to acquire for the day because the dollar amount in the account is higher. But I'd rather have a .7 green day based off of what my original 1% was than have a .001 red day.
Because red is red, right? No matter, again, if we're talking about the amount of money doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lose a penny, just like it doesn't matter if you make a penny, right? A loss is a loss and a gain is a gain. You want to always be on the green side of that.
Right.
Whenever, you know what I mean? Whether it's a penny or $100 or $10,000, right?
And also be able to graciously accept that may not happen every day.
Yes, 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 yes.
You know, it is more likely for you to have red days occasionally, even more so to have red trades, even if you have a green day.
Yep. Acceptance without surrender, right? Don't surrender into it and let it spiral, but you accept the fact that you are going to have some red trades and maybe even a red day or two. You know, that's part of trading. But you don't buy into it and let that become your end game and your story, and all you're doing is losing, right? Because you know you need to pull away. Coach's rule is you have 2 red trades in a row, right? Or 2 red trading days in a row, you step back for a month, right? Regroup. So, powerless number 3, your discipline. And James was just talking about following your plan and having the discipline. You got to have a plan, first of all, but then you also have the discipline to follow it, right? Don't just write it out or type it out and then not follow it, right? Otherwise, what's the point? No revenge trading. None. All you're going to do is just throw good money after bad doing that, right? If you're losing, why would you continue to throw money into the pot chasing, you know, something that you lost, right? You need to wipe the slate clean. Every trade is new. You're not thinking about the previous trade if you lost on it, and you should be stepping away after a loss. Regroup, right? Like what we just said, regroup. Don't sit there and keep going. Work. The best time to lose again is after you just lost. Right? So because you're in that spiral. Just like the best time to have a good trade is after you just did a good trade. You're kind of in a zone, right? Well, that works the other way too. So if you have a bad trade, don't revenge trade. Get on out of there. Take a walk. Go walk your dog or something, right? Taking breaks when needed and sticking to coach's rules, right? And you may have your own set of rules, right? Coach says 1 to 3%. Maybe your rule is I don't lose more than 2%. You fell within there. You made your own thing that is you exclusively to you. I don't go past 2%. I don't even go to 3%, right? I'm only trading off the 9. That's it. I'm not doing anything else. I'm not looking for double this or bottom that, or I'm just only trading the break and hold of the 9. That's it, right? So follow your rules. If you've got rules that are in place that are based off of coach's rules that work, follow them. James, you got anything you want to add to any of that? Is he gone? He gone. Okay, so list number 4, your response. How you handle wins is huge, right? The first thing you should be doing is journaling those wins. Because if you have some red days, you're going to want a reference point, right? To go back to help you through those moments. What's up, James?
No, you gotta sit down.
Oh,
She
is
didn't
that
hear you,
Bubba?
Bubba.
Is that Bubba?
That's Bubba. You gotta say hi. Say hi.
Bubba.
Miss. Dawn.
Hi, Bubba. How you doing, honey?
You got it. You got it. Ouchie, Bubba. Give.
Aw, I love me some Bubba. Man, that is so cool. Did he hear us in here talking? All right, so how you handle wins? How good talk, right? How you handle losses, right? What we just talked about, revenge trading. You don't keep going after losses, and you also don't allow yourself to stay in a mental losing spiral, because that's just, we talked about that the other day. That's just no good for your outside life, outside of trading, because it's going to put you in a zone that you're just not going to want to be in, and nobody else is going to want to be around you either, right? So step away, learn to take breaks. Papa Todd, what's going on, brother? The name will change, but they haven't but they haven't decided yet. Papa Todd is up in the house. Richard, define revenge. I didn't do these slides. Claude did. Did he misspell revenge? Because Claude doesn't. Let me go back. Claude doesn't misspell stuff. Damn it! Hold on. Did he do that?
No, I think Richard did.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, he just fat fingered it. He just wanted a clear definition of what revenge trading is.
I've noticed that though. Claude doesn't misspell anything. I love Claude, man. Claude's good. You guys need to try
He may
Claude.
not misspell anything, but he ain't always got the right answer.
Who, Claude?
Yeah.
I love Claude. Claude always has the right answer.
Tomorrow morning, before you get up, before you get up, as soon as you get up, ask Claude what that day's IPOs are to be listed that day.
Okay, well, you're talking about stuff like that. I don't ask him stuff like that. I have conversations with him. But wow, really? Is he off on stuff like that?
Not all the time.
Okay.
But there have been times that I've done that, and I've done it with ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, Copilot, Gemini, all of them. And the worst one so far has been Gemini, but there has been times with Claude that, hey, what are today's IPOs set to release? And it gives me IPOs that are set to release a month from now.
Oh.
On like today's the 23rd of October, it gives me IPOs for November 23rd.
Oh.
There you go. Gemini, I did that with Gemini. It gave me IPOs from a year ago.
Wow.
Same day, just a year old.
Wow, maybe you need to specify this day and year.
Yeah, no, been there. I'm just saying all the AI and bot and all that, they're great to a certain extent.
Right.
But
you're proving Palm's point. They ain't thinking for themselves.
Today and make sure it's accurate.
Palm was like, they are not thinking for themselves. Don't get it twisted. Because if they were, that wouldn't be happening.
Yeah, that'd be a whole nother movie.
Yep.
Richard, to your point, I don't know precisely if there's a specific definition of revenge trading, because in my mind, it could be something different for everybody. Same basis, but different for everybody. I've had days where I've taken losses, massive losses, and still had buying power in a margin account and just said, to hell with it. Throw some more out there. Let's see what happens. And, it wasn't revenge in the sense of I'm going to get my money back. It was, how to say, I felt a care anymore. Then there is the, you know what, I'm not accepting that loss. I'm going back in to try again,
Mm-hmm.
which would be a pretty standard revenge trade. There's also holding it on hopium and standing your ground and saying that I'm not going to take this loss. I'll hold these shares forever. That, to me, that's that. I don't know if that's quite so much revenge. To me, it is in a way, um, simply because in that mindset, for me, I was thinking that I've already taken enough losses. I'm not taking this one.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I may be wrong. And if I'm looking at it wrong, somebody please correct me.
No, I think that you hit the nail on the head when you said it's in the eye of the beholder too, because what your idea of revenge trade, to me, I just liken it all to greed. Oh, damn it, I didn't get that. Okay, let me go back in because I that's mine. I want that. I want that back and I want even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's all greed. It's like, listen, you lost that. Or listen, you got what you're going to get. Go ahead and get out of this trade or shed because this thing is, it's fatiguing. What are you waiting for? Right? What more do you want? It's talking to you. I'm tired. I'm getting ready to pull against you. Go ahead and get your shit. So, I think for me, it all stems back to greed when I keep going back in if I've lost. It's like, because that only ends up in more losses. Almost every time that happens, it ends up in more losses. So I stopped doing that. I step away. That's why I'm all big on this walk away, because that has helped me so much. When I lose in a trade, I walk away. I get my head right,
Well, and
and I
you
come back
got
and
the
I do
reverse
better.
side of that too. Okay, hey, I had a great trade. I made $100. The
Yeah,
next trade, well, I'm up 100. I can let it go another 20.
over trading.
I can let it go another 10. But then the next thing you know, you're down and your $100 day is a $10 day, and then you start thinking, no, I want my $100 back.
Right. And then you end up losing that 100. You end up red 100 because you chased the 100 that you already had to begin with and could have just walked away with that and been satisfied.
There you
Greed,
go.
you know? Let's see, what do we got here? Right. How you handle wins, how you handle losses, your attitude, which is what Richard is alluding to. Where is your head in this whole process? Right? Are you thinking robotically, meaning paying attention to what the chart is telling you, watching your indicators and the candles and the positions and what's happening in the trade? Or are you playing strictly off of emotion, how you feel about what's going on, right? What do you think is going well? What, or a bias that you've developed? It's, you gotta learn to take your emotions out of it, and that's what technical analysis does for traders. If you get good at it, it can help you clear all that emotion out and strictly play off of, well, I know this is a control candle and I know what a control candle does. So, based on that information, I'm going to trade this way. Not, oh man, that's a really huge candle. Wow, I wonder if it's going to continue to go up. Let me jump in. No, look at the candle, see what it's doing in the neighborhood, as Richard calls it, in relation to the other candles. And that'll paint a picture for you that tells you what you should be doing or not doing. Maybe you need to be sitting it out. But if you're emotional and you're trading that way, you don't give yourself a chance to use that information properly, right? So,
It's funny. I never thought the first time I heard that, you need to trade without emotion. Oh,
yeah.
hell, I can do that. Trade without feelings? Yeah, feelings. I
What
don't
are
have a problem with
those?
that. I brush feelings under the rug. Yeah, no, it ain't the same.
Right. Right.
Feelings and emotion are not the same.
Yep. It's like, no, you're gonna have a reaction, right? But you got to minimize it and control it, right, to be able
Yeah,
to trade right.
I had one trade in SPY, was my largest ever. Gotten puts, news event. massive. Like, I mean, SPY dropped to like 3.5% in two candles, and my trade I was up like $4,000, and I was sitting there shaking and sitting there and still watching the trade, and called my wife to calm me down because I was shaking so bad.
You got out of it though, right? You took the green and didn't retrace on you, did it?
Yeah, it well, it did a little bit, and I did a market sell, and I think I ended up getting like 1,200.
Damn.
Yeah, yeah, very, very, very bad feel, but it was still, it was $1,200 compared to how my days had been going. I was very not in control of myself. So and then of course immediately I started cussing and ranting because I know what
Right.
my P&L said. Watching my P&L.
Mm-hmm.
Two, Weeble's just out to get me. That's a BS feel.
Right.
How do I get $1,200 out of 4,000?
Right.
That's just, and it just spirals and spirals and
Like a cancer and
yeah.
grows.
I know it can. I know it can very frequently feel that way,
Mm-hmm.
and seem and even appear that way. Weeble don't give a damn about you.
Hell no.
They don't care about me. They don't care about you. They don't care about Palm. They don't care about Coach. They don't care. It's got nothing to do with Weeble. Now, don't get me wrong. Weeble's had its glitches. It's had its issues. But when you think that you set your stop and you just get wicked out, that's Weeble out to get you, they don't care.
Yep. There's a certain level of you know, like stop hunting that does go on, but you specifically, no, they can't see what you yourself in your living room or your office is doing, and they're coming after Christina specifically, or Dawn, or James, or Richard specifically. That does not exist. I know you want to think that, but that's not what's happening. They are going off of algorithms that are programmed to do certain things at certain times, and things happen in the market that if you're caught up in it, you got to, that's, it reiterates the importance of knowing what can happen in scenarios. I love listening to Palm analyze charts, right? And Richard analyze charts because they are so technical in what they are teaching you that you really learn how to not only see the chart, but actually understand it. And therefore, you can forecast, right? You can forecast how you want to trade based off of those types of patterns when you see them in the future, instead of just looking like a deer in the headlights at some candles and some lines, right?
Right.
You can interpret them and use it to help you. Moving right along. I'm trying to minimize how many times I elevate my voice because Bruno says that my microphone squeaks when I do that, or it breaks up.
A little bit.
Well, thanks for letting me know. But you know,
I
Bruno,
thought you were aware of it. You're blind, not deaf.
exactly, but I don't hear myself when that happens. I don't hear myself on YouTube and stuff. So yeah, I was joking about Mark. You know how elevated Mark gets in the morning. Hey, welcome to American. How elevated he gets. So I DM Bruno. I'm like, oh my god, and he said, well, now you know how we feel. He threw it right back in my face. He said, now you know how we feel when when you start screaming on the aftermarket. And I said, he said, and your mic starts cracking. I'm like, my mic cracks out? He's like, yeah, well, sometimes when you get loud, it does. He's like, your energy's good, but sometimes your mic. And then he teased me about how much my mic costs. I mean, you want to buy me a mic, Bruno? Power List number 5, your improvement. At the end of the day, we can say all of this, but how do we move forward and improve on the things that we're lacking in, right? So, journaling, right? That is your Bible. And I hate to refer to other things as Bibles and things like that because some people think that's sacrilegious. But listen, for all intents and purposes, your journal is your daily Bible, right? When it comes to your trading journal, you have to put these things down, gang, and not just the time you got in something and what you paid for it and what happened, but how you felt in the trade, what your thought process was, so that you can revisit it and tweak that as well. Because remember, 85% of this, and we always throw different numbers, 75%, 95%. Bottom line is a huge part of trading is mental, probably more so than the technical, right? So you've got to journal that part as well because you got to tweak that too. So if you're not journaling and you don't remember how you felt, what the hell, what's the point in putting the just blank statistics down? You got to battle that mental part too. So you got to arm yourself with the knowledge of what you were thinking so that you can refer to something, right? To change.
Right.
You agree? Yeah.
Well, and I hear that the ADT journal is getting pretty close to being finished.
I personally haven't messed with it yet because when they were going over it, I was in here.
Well, I'm just picking up on what I hear here and there.
Yeah.
But I think it should be great.
I'm anxious to see it and mess around with it.
Yep.
I think it's going to be real good. Studying your mistakes. Obviously, that goes without saying. That's how you can improve on them. Learning new strategies, right? We have workshop classes like tonight. If you're not familiar with the control candle, well, tonight was a perfect time to actually, you've heard it mentioned several times now. You've heard Maria mention it because she's getting it from Richard, and Palms mentioned. So why not attend the workshop class if you have that membership, right? And figure out, okay, let's see what all the hype is about with this control candle. What is it? What does it do? Right? We've got rooms, books, videos. Gang, we're giving you the tools, right? Go ahead and use them. And asking for help. That's why Coach is here. That's why he has moderators. He can't be in here 24/7, so he is put together a team of moderators that are there to help you. So use us. If you don't understand something, ask. Right?
Well, it's not just moderators. There's other members in the group that are well versed in certain things. And
very knowledgeable.
Yeah. Like Coach built it on people helping people.
Yep.
I have not run across any members yet that aren't willing to at least try if you ask them directly. The trouble I have is there's not enough people that are willing to ask directly.
Mm-hmm.
So, got to get that
squeaky wheel gets the grease, gang.
Yep.
Got to open it up. If we don't know, we can't help you, right? And speaking of which, that's how people become moderators. If you have the knowledge, if you have the understanding, speak up. Like Coach says, get involved, right? That's what Palms was. Get involved, gang. Come on the aftermarket. Get up on the panel. Express yourself. If you're in the Zoom call, talk about what things that that's how we knew who Richard was. Richard just started speaking up one day, and all of a sudden, he told us his past and he, his experience with the institutions, and started giving knowledge.
Yeah.
I remember when Palm started, I'm like, who's this guy? And then, wow, where'd he come from?
Well, I know. I remember the first couple of times I heard Richard talk.
Mm-hmm.
I think I even put it in one of the lounges somewhere. I believed then that he would make a great moderator.
Yeah. Coach has been trying to get Richard to be a mod for a long time.
Yeah.
Just like Michael Bear. He was Michael Barish at one point. We couldn't get him, but it was because he had other obligations. But once they cleared up, he came and like, hey, I'm ready, So that's how moderators happen. You got to start speaking up while you're not a moderator for us to know whether you're a moderator worthy, right? Or moderator material.
Well, and more than that, some people just may not want to be a moderator. They may not want
Yeah.
that responsibility or those
Yep.
challenges. That's fine.
Yep. But it doesn't mean they're
I
not
can
willing to help.
still, I can still say that you're going to get a lot further, a lot sooner in your trading journey, the more active you are.
Mm-hmm. It helps you.
Yeah.
You
So,
know?
but at the bottom of the bottom line, you can lead a horse to water, but you can only drown him once.
You can only drown him once. Oh my God. You're so crazy. Ah! Where do we get him from, y'all? The truth. The power is in your control, right? You have the power. Focus there and only there, right? So make sure that you're taking control of the things that you can control, gang. That's what this is all about. And stop worrying about the stuff that you can't. That's inevitable, that you have no control over. It's your turn. One thing. Write one thing on your power list. Write one thing on your power list that you're going to focus on tomorrow. Oh God, Mark McSee.
Yeah, Mark being Mark.
Uh,
Now, come on, Mark. You got to admit, you really going to stick around here and be totally sane?
Yep, Mustang Chris. All the technical wizardry is only half the equation. Absolutely, brother. I like being able to look back and see the big picture. I haven't decided yet, said. Also, it allows you to see those red days or negative days maybe aren't so often as you feel, right? So pan out. It does the eyes good.
Well, and that's a good point. And Mustang Chris, sharing knowledge helps cement it in your mind. Different part of the brain speaking versus thinking. So,
Yep.
and that's a very good point. And I'd also say that even if you think you know, but you not sure, or if you think you know that you don't know, say something.
Right.
Find out if you're right, and if you're wrong, get corrected, have it explained, understand it, move forward.
Uh-oh, Palm called Richard Rich. Ooh, he might be allowed to though.
Well, and I haven't decided yet. Said you can call her D.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I like
Me
that.
personally, you can call me anything you want.
Just don't call you late for dinner.
There you go. Don't don't expect me to answer, but you can call me anything you want.
All right, gang. Tonight's challenge, write your power list. Write your own power list, your own version of that, what that looks like to you, right? Post it where you can see it every trading day. And remember this, you have more power than you think. Use it wisely. With great power comes great responsibility, right? And thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. James, thank you for being an amazing co host.
But
You
thank
are
you
awesome.
for being
You
an
are
amazing
absolute.
host.
Aw.
The
You're
hostesses with the mostesses.
All right, I can stop screen sharing that.
Although
And you're the co-hostess with the
I
mostest.
am a little heartbroken. I haven't
Why?
seen your lovely lady this evening yet.
Who?
Jen?
Vegan?
Yeah.
Oh, that's because she's got stuff going on. She's been doing a lot of live streams lately in the vegan community. So yeah, she's been she'll appear on, speaking of which, she and I are doing a real talk Sunday. We're going live. So anybody that wants to come hang out with us and talk anything, health, wealth, relationships, whatever. We've been together 17 years. We know a little something about relationships and longevity of that too. So, and I know a lot of you have too. So it's just a chit chat. It's just a hangout. We're just, we're trying to grow our channels as well. So we're just going to be hanging out. I don't, if you, I don't step on coach's toes or anything. So I'm not really talking about trading, but American Dream Trading members are more than welcome to come hang out. And if we happen to get into a talk about coach's strategy, that's fine, right? But yeah, we're just gonna hang out and
Well,
may talk
my
about movies, whatever.
my point is if she doesn't at least pop in, how am I supposed to ask her? How you doing?
Ask her what?
How am I supposed to ask her? How you doing?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Is she your favorite too?
No,
You and Mark are gonna have to fight over that.
no. She's not my favorite. You both are.
Oh, see, Mark, learn. You hear that? See, that's why I love James. James, thank you. Mark was up here. He abandoned me, got his own thing going. So James then took your place. Now, he is filling in very nicely.
He wasn't even aware that I was a mod yet the day coach announced it.
Oh man.
He wasn't. I popped in, I was watching all the lives on the YouTube and TikTok and Twitch. And I popped in the Zoom and started picking at him. And he just kept taking it like, okay. And he rolled on with his explanation. And I just asked another stupid question. And he just rolled on with it. It was so later on in the Mosh Lounge. He comes and said, oh, hell. I'm like, yeah, what do you think I was picking at you for?
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. James, you're my favorite. I don't care. You're my favorite. Mark. So how does it feel?
I can see that. I'm somewhat of my own favorite too.
Well, it's just the way you say right. I mean, can't help it. I love it. I love it. I'm here for it.
Right.
Just to add the icing on the cake, right? All right, y'all. James, you got anything else you want to add in here before we dip out?
No, ma'am. I don't think so. Be more active. Get squeaky.
Get squeaky. Because the squeaky wheels get stickers. Yes, gang. Please, please, please be more involved. And those of you that have been coming here and commenting, please make sure you go and throw something in the Traders Lounge for us and let Coach know that you're getting something out of the aftermarket. Don't forget to go comment on Richard's workshop class. It was absolutely amazing. Don't forget to go comment on Maria's Go Breakout, because that was absolutely amazing. And I thank you all for being here, right? James and I both have a tip jar in the Mod Lounge. If you want to throw something our way, it's not mandatory, but we do appreciate it, taking the extra time to be with y'all tonight. It's always, always, always appreciated whenever you guys throw something in there, no matter how small, right? So anyway, have a great night. We're going to end with Coach's rules. Make sure you follow them to the letter, because they will save your account. It's not just about profit. It's about the process, and it's about protecting your assets while you're here, right? So, night, everybody. Peace and blessings.
Net off.
You guys remember all the rules. You must follow all of them. Not some. You don't get to sprinkle in your own and leave mine out. You must follow all the rules. Always have a stop loss in each and every trade. If you're a new trader, make sure you are simulate trading only using a paper account. I don't want anybody losing their money while you are in training. Make sure you guys are using small position sizes. This will allow you to let those runners run and stop out the losers. Again, stops on every trade, regardless of shares, options, futures, or crypto. Make sure you guys are journaling every single day. It's one of the most important pieces of what we do on top of the risk management, so that you can help assess what you are doing and make the changes that you need to do. Don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day if you're a new trader. And if you are an experienced trader, please be careful the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the trading day.
I was stuck in the cycle, just spinning my wheels, chasing time, losing sleep, forgetting how to feel. Dreams collecting dust on a shelf in my mind, till I found a spark, a way to realign. Not just numbers, charts, or lines on a screen. A mirror that showed who I could be. American dream trading, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. Used to think I missed my chance, too late to change, but you showed me growth lies outside the cage. Now I'm building something real, not just getting by. Flipping setbacks into fuel, reaching for the sky. You said mindset first, and now I see success starts with who you believe you can be. American dream trading, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. It's not about luck, it's learning to lead, turning every loss into a seed. Now I grow with every rise and fall, standing tall, no dreams too small. American dream being trading, you show me the way, turn my dark into light, my night into day. Now I'm writing my future in my own hand, with purpose, with power, with a brand new plan. From stuck to soaring, from fear to flight, you helped me rewrite my life. Yeah, I'm trading more than stocks, I'm trading pain for pride. Thanks to the dream, now